Hi everyone, let's create some beautifully decorated eggs with a technique called decoupage. Here I have a plastic egg, which is about 4 inches, some Mod Podge, scissors, a paintbrush, a little cardboard circle that I made from cutting out toilet paper rings. The cardboard ring will be the stand that stabilizes your egg so that it doesn't roll around when you're working on it. You'll need decorative napkins with designs that you'd like to put on your egg. I found these adorable bunny napkins. Take the napkin and separate the very top layer that has the image. Now carefully cut around the images that you like to have on your egg. So here I've cut out little Peter Rabbit, and I'm going to cut out his sister as well. I'm going to name her Jenny. So here's Peter and Jenny. Okay, so let's get Peter onto this egg. I'm going to get some Mod Podge. This is a glossy Mod Podge, and I'm going to brush it onto my egg. I'm going to paint a thin layer and only in the small area where I'm going to lay Peter on. I don't want it all over the egg yet. I'm working in tiny sections and only applying where I need it. So Mod Podge is a water-based glue, sealer, and finish. So we're using it to stick Peter on, and we're also going to brush it over on top of Peter to seal him onto the egg. So after I've placed him on here, I am putting some Mod Podge and gently brushing it all over him. I want to cover him up with Mod Podge and also use my brush to smooth him out. It's okay if it looks a little bit cloudy when you're applying it because it'll eventually dry up totally clear. And here's Peter on the egg. Now it's time to get his sister Jenny on the egg. Here I am working on the back side of the egg. Also applying a thin layer of Mod Podge as glue, putting her on, smoothing her out, and then brushing a little bit more Mod Podge all over her. Since the napkin is white, you'll barely be able to see the edges once it dries. I'm adding some small pieces of flowers and also a little carrot for Jenny. These are also images from napkins. Looking back on Peter, I think he needs a snack too, so I'm going to give him a carrot as well. Can't leave him out. Also some flowers to match his sister. I'd like to design a frame around Jenny and Peter, so I'm going to draw ovals around the both of them. Now I'm going to paint around the oval with a shade of blue that I've mixed. This is acrylic paint. Here is the egg with the paint dried. Now I'm going to create the frame around Jenny. I've chosen a strand of pearls for her. Alright, all done with Jenny's side. Now time to work on Peter. I'm using some sparkly gems for Peter. And here's the finished brother and sister, Peter Rabbit and Jenny Rabbit egg. Now on to the next egg. I found this decorative napkin with these cool shapes. I wanted to make this egg look kind of like an antique. I applied these napkin cutouts all around the egg. I used the same technique as I did with the Peter Rabbit egg. Applying Mod Podge and then putting on the napkin pieces and then covering it with another coat of Mod Podge. I painted this egg with a pink color and I painted it all the way up to the napkin cutout. Once dried, I glued on some sparkly strands. I cut a thick, sparkly ribbon into tiny, thin strips and then glued them onto the egg. For the very top, I left some space so that I could apply a sparkly gem. And here's the finished antique-looking egg. Here's another egg with the same technique. You guys know how it's done by now. Here's the final product. I left this egg white and didn't paint anything. And now my final egg using decoupage. I love the way this one turned out. It looks like fine porcelain, and you can hardly see the white napkin edges. Well, after I was done with my eggs, I realized the bases really need to be a little bit more dazzling. So I glued some sparkles onto my toilet paper rings and created some fancy bases for each of the eggs. Can you believe how simple it was to create such beautifully decorated eggs? Try making a few yourselves. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe.